Welcome. In this video, we will demonstrate how to create a sloped parallel chord roof truss using the feature pattern component creation tools. While it's possible to use a profile truss and get to the same end result, there may be times where the end condition bearing detail better suits using a sloped feature pattern truss. Let's get started. Open the component creation panel and navigate to the predefined truss shapes. Select the feature pattern truss to move on to the feature pattern shape details. You'll notice when selecting a feature pattern truss as the basic shape, the default orientation is 4x2. We will change this to a 2x4 orientation during the structural details step prior to component insertion. Here, we will set the length to 24 feet and set the depth to 3 feet. Here, we will set the slope for the top chord to 6/12 and set the bottom chord to be 6/12 as well. Leave the left end condition to default. For the right end, we will define the top chord with a bearing block end condition. Click to uncheck Stack Top Chord. We will change the bearing block width, so to be 5.5 inches. Then we can change the bearing block elevation to be set at 12 inches. This will be measured from the top. Change bearing width to be 5.5 inches. Click Next to move to the structural details. Set the component type to roof, and from the webbing settings, make sure that Warren is selected for the webbing pattern. Set the horizontal length to be 3 feet. Make sure to check No Chase from the chase settings. To change the orientation from 4x2 to 2x4, we will open the material settings and change component thickness from 3.5 inches to 1.5 inches. Locate bearing block and change the dimension to a 2x6. Next, we will click Change Settings for this component and then insert this truss. Zoom in and we will make a few changes on the left end. We'll modify the bearing width and adjust the members. Select the bearing, and from the Properties panel or from the dimension box that appears on screen, change to 2x6. Next, select the end vertical, right-click to edit lumber and change to 2x6. With the end vertical selected, extend it to the bearing by pressing Shift and clicking the bearing reference line. Next, we will select the bottom chord, and using Shift-click, trim the bottom chord back to the end vertical. Next, pan over to review the bearing condition at the right end. This looks good. We can now analyze this truss and confirm all checks pass. We hope this video has demonstrated some feature pattern tools you can use the next time you have a sloped parallel chord truss with specific bearing conditions. See you in the next one.